Hello and welcome back to Middle Age Moto. Most of you from my title of my video are probably scratching your head saying, what the hell is this guy doing comparing the two? But for a minute, just take the actual brand of bike out of the question. This is more of a video for those that are trying to buy one bike and only one bike for whatever reason. And they're trying to decide because off-road, dirt roads, and trails sounds like something that might be fun. But am I going to be bored out of my mind? Is the bike not going to be what I need? So I'm going to try to, just go into why I own each bike and, why I like one right now more than the other one. So let's start with the Husqvarna, all right? I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I've said it before. The bike is a blast. Okay, is it a thrills a minute? Rocket ship? By all means, no, it's not. But it's comfortable. You're upright. Your legs are. It's like sitting on a chair. You can hit a dirt road if you choose. You can go down paved roads like this. I've said this before, the only major gripe, if any, and it's not a game changer or it's not a end of case situation, it does vibrate. I mean, you got knobby wheels, you got a thumper engine, it just vibrates. It's a dirt bike that's converted for the street. So it does vibrate. Is it unmanageable or unruly or something that I don't enjoy? Absolutely not. I absolutely love riding this bike around. But I ride it around like I'm doing here. Slower roads. There's no wind protection. And, people might say, well, your Ducati, it's a naked bike, doesn't have any wind protection. But still, the aerodynamics, I have more wind noise in my helmet, more buffering in my helmet, because I'm directly upright, where the Ducati, you are leaning over. Plus, just the way it's designed. But I bought this with the intentions of making it into a lightweight adventure bike, and it's doing just that. Now I'm just out jerking around. I've taken some decent little trips here and there with it, not a problem. I swapped the seat out with the Seat Concept seat, so the comfort is there. I've done nothing. You can get dampening handlebars, you can get dampening foot pegs. There's different stuff you can do. It doesn't drive me that nuts. Yeah, my right hand goes a little numb every once in a while, but it does that on my Ducati sometimes. For me, I'm coming off a Monster. So, that L-twin, it tends to thump and vibrate too, so, it's not that bad of a deal. The pitfalls with this, or the downfalls versus another bike, is gas mileage and the size of the capacity of the gas tank. I'm getting about 80 miles, 75, 80 miles to a tank, depending on how I drive. And, sometimes I get more. I mean, I was at 80 miles and the gas light hadn't come on, and I went and basically, just filled up just because I was at 80 miles. So you can get a bigger tank that'll fix some of that if you choose. It'll give you, get another gallon in there. You can stretch it up into the hundreds. 120 miles, 130 miles, I think, if you get a big enough tank. So all in all, you could wash that out. You can put luggage on this, you can do whatever you want to do, but yet when you come up on a road that turns into a dirt road, you just continue on. And I've tweaked the suspension a little bit. It was set to a little bit tighter front, so I loosened the front up a little bit. I just like it a tad bit more plush. I'm not jumping. This is the type of road that I want to mess around on. I want to find some more areas where I can do some exploration. Another thing is safety. Yeah, you're off-road, you have the risk of falling and all that, but it gets you away from a lot of traffic. And, kind of solitude, get you out into nature. One thing that went through my mind, when considering this bike, am I going to get bored on it? Is it powerful enough? I got a 207, 800, horsepower Street Fighter. And you know, even 150, 160, 120, 140, you know, whatever, you know, adventure bike you decide, or naked bike, or whatever other style bike you decide, you know, you're looking at a lot more horsepower. I'm here to tell you, you know, the old saying, the old adage, riding a slow bike fast is just as fun as riding a fast bike fast. My Street Fighter is overkill, you know what I mean, for me. I mean, I don't tap the potential. I don't track it. You know, I do some 0 to 100s and busted, and the handling is fantastic and all that, but to just go out and kind of mess around and explore and hit some dirt roads, this bike does everything that I needed to and more. When you get a bike at this caliber, you know, I did have a CRF 300L ordered. I've ridden the 250. I've never ridden the 300. I did not ride it very far. So, you know, take that for what it is. It was a much older one. It seemed underpowered to me. Yeah. So, is this bike boring by any means? No. Is it underpowered by any means? No. It's got plenty of power, and I could do some work to it and uncork it in ECM and really wake it up, from what I understand. I really haven't felt the necessity yet, because this is a bike that I just kind of put around on and do my thing. I tend to drive faster on my other bike because it goes faster. It likes to drive fast. So this keeps me driving a little bit slower. I can cruise all day long at, you know, 50, 60 miles an hour, not a problem. Enjoy the bike. It's plenty fast. It feels like you're going even faster because it's so light. On the light thing, it's so light you can toss it around. It's so easy to maneuver. It's a blast. You know, I super enjoy this. I know I've said this a million times in videos, but I'm really liking this. I ride this a lot more than I do my Street Fighter. Now, as far as the Street Fighter is concerned, it's a different style riding for me. You know, not that I take the Street Fighter on the highway, but I don't really have any wants to take this bike on the highway. You could do it, don't get me wrong. So for, you know, a commuter, for a shorter commute, I would rather ride this. It's comfortable. You drop it, you scuff a little something up here and there. I've dropped this plenty of times. You know, you drop your Street Fighter, your more expensive bike, you got damage every time, you know. So if you want a bike that you can, not that I don't care about this, I maintain it, I clean it, the whole 9 yards, but you know, the full plastics for this bike's $150 average, you know. So you can redo all the plastic for $150 and down the road you go. You know, my tank of my Street Fighter, I think, is $2,000–3,000 for the gas tank on it. So, you know, there's a difference there. You know, it's just this is more of a knock-around bike. Not that it's cheap. I mean, it's a $13,000 bike, so it's got some expense to it, you know. But there's other small bikes. You know, the CRF 300L, phenomenal bike. And to be honest with you, riding like I do, the 300L would probably have been more than enough bike. I just couldn't get one. I had, like I said earlier, you know, most of you know that I had a deposit on one. I just couldn't get it, availability. This bike was in the crate sitting at the dealership.